Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Hi everyone. This is the first question from the file of question 3 from the coverage of a grade 11 elite. So this is a suggested question that says let f be the function given by f of x equals square root of x raised to 4 minus 16x squared. Part A says find the domain of f. So finding the domain of f, this is not a rational function, right? So we are not worried about the zeros of the denominator. However, we have a square root, and we need what we have under the square root to be what? To be positive, or it can be zero, okay? If it's positive, it's accepted. If it's zero, it's accepted. But negative is rejected. So we need the quantity under the square root to be either positive or zero. How do we write that? We write that as x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. We need it to be bigger than or equal to 0. Bigger than يعني positive, and 0 is the other case. So we have x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. They have x squared in common, so we can factor out x squared. That leaves us with x squared minus 16, right? Is bigger than or equal to 0. So what are the solutions for this inequality? Well, this inequality, x squared times another bracket, which is x squared minus 16 is bigger than or equal to 0. Here x can be 0, right? Or x squared minus 16, the other bracket is bigger than or equal to 0, right? It's bigger than or equal to 0. So if you add 16, so minus 16 plus 16 we will cancel them. X squared is bigger than or equal to 0 plus 16, which is 16. You can just take the square root, and taking the square root of x squared, in this case it's the absolute value of x, and the root of 16 is 4. So you can say that the absolute value of x is bigger than or equal to 4, right? Or x equals 0. These are the two parts for the domain of the function. So if you look at the answer key of this question, it will be exactly the same. The absolute value of x is less than is greater than or equal to 4, or x is equal to 0, because all these x values will guarantee that the quantity under the square root is positive or 0, right? يعني try with 0 to the power of 4 minus 16 times 0, it will be 0, accepted. You try with 4. If you try with 4, it will be 0 also, it's accepted. Now if you try with values bigger than 4, it will be positive. The function will be positive, right? And the square root of that quantity, so it's accepted. But if we try with other values not in this domain, you will get an error. You will get an undefined for f of x. Okay, so this is the first part, finding the domain. For the second part, it says B, it says describe the symmetry, if any, of the graph of f. So there are two symmetries. Well, the first one is odd and the second one is even symmetry. Well, here I can tell that there can be what, an even symmetry. And how do we check? We check that if f of minus x is the same as f of x. So if f of minus x is the same as f of x, that means the function is symmetrical with respect to the y-axis. So what do we do now? We will check this statement, like f of minus x, will it be the same as f of x? Let's see. Yani if you go to the given function. Let me write the function here, which is the square root of x to the power of 4 minus 16 x squared. Okay. Now if we try with f of minus x, will it be the same as f of x? Let's see. So f of minus x will be what? Replacing all the x with what? Minus x. So this is minus x to the power of 4 minus 16 minus x to the power of 2. What did I do here? I replaced the x with minus x. Is it the same as f of x? Is it the same as f of x? And f of x is given, by the way. It's square root of x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. So here minus x raised to the power of 4 will be x to the power of 4 minus 16 negative x raised to 2 x squared, which is the same as x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. Okay, I know it can be shorter, but here to check whether the graph has a symmetry with respect to the y-axis, you need to check this statement: f of minus x, is it the same as f of x? Well, we have this function. We tried f of minus x and we compared it with f of x, and they are the same. In this case, what do we say? We say that the graph is symmetrical, or has a symmetry with respect to the y-axis, symmetric about the y-axis. So we can say that f is symmetric about the y-axis. Okay. So f is symmetric about the y-axis. Please emphasize this, about the y-axis. Okay. Sometimes it's called even symmetry. Okay. If you check for the odd symmetry, there will be no odd symmetry. So for the sake of time, this is going to be enough. Okay. So what about part C? Part C says find f prime of x. F prime of x. How do we find f prime of x? Okay. We have f of x equals to the square root of x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. We have seen a shortcut that says if you are differentiating the square root of f of x, this is equal to f prime of x over 2 times root of f of x. Yani if you are differentiating a square root, the answer will be the derivative of what you have inside the square root over 2 times the square root itself. So if you apply it here, f prime of x will equal to what? Differentiate what you have inside the square root, that is 4x to the power of 3 minus 16 times 2, which is 32x, all over 2 times the root itself, which is x to the power of 4 minus 16x squared. Okay, so what do you think? What's the next step? Well, the next step is just to simplify this a little bit. Okay, f prime of x. So the two terms on the numerator, what do they have in common? They have in common 4x. So what happens if we factor out 4x? We will have x squared minus 8. Is it 8? 4x times 8 will be 32x. Yes, minus 8, right? minus 8 over 2 times the square root. Now what do they have in common? So they have x squared in common, and inside the square root. That leaves you with x squared minus 16 minus 16, right? X squared minus 16. Okay, how can this help? We can cancel this 2 with this 4, but the 4 becomes 2. So this is simplifies to what? 2x, right? X squared minus 8 all over what? Now this is the square root of x squared times the square root of x squared minus 16. So I distributed the square root because it's a product of two things, x squared times the bracket. I gave the square root to x squared and to the bracket. And this is the same as 2x bracket x squared minus 8 over the square root of x squared. Here will be absolute value of x, right? To guarantee that the output is always positive for the square root, for the absolute value. So this is x squared minus 16. So this is how the answer is presented in the answer key. Okay. This is also f prime of x. So if you are leaving your answer like this, you found the derivative. We agree about this is the derivative, it's correct. But if it can be simplified, please simplify it. Yani proceed until you reach what we got at the end. This is f prime of x. So what about part D? It says find the slope of the line normal to the graph of f at x equals 5. Normal line, it is perpendicular to the tangent. So we know the tangent line. This normal line is perpendicular to the tangent. Okay? So let's find the slope of the tangent line at x equals 5, and then we can easily find the slope of the normal line. So the slope of the tangent line, so for part D, the slope of the tangent line m of the tangent will be f prime of f. We know that the slope of the tangent line is the same as the instantaneous rate of change, is the same as the derivative of the function at that x value, which is, in this case, it's 5. So we already found the derivative. We just need to plug in what? To plug in the 5. So 2 bracket 5 bracket 5 squared minus 8 all over absolute value of 5 square root of 5 squared minus 16. Right, so this is going to be what? This is the slope of the tangent line. So this is 2 times 5 squared minus 8, and then 5 times root of 5 squared minus 16. This simplifies to 34 over 3. 34 over 3. But this is not what we are looking for. This is the slope of the tangent line. Now the slope of the normal line, so m for the normal line, will be the negative reciprocal of this slope of tangent. Yani the slope of the tangent is 34 over 3. The slope of the normal will be the reciprocal, yani 3 over 34, and change the sign. So the slope of the tangent is positive. This one has to be negative. So this is the slope of the normal line. The slope of the normal line is negative 3/34. Okay, so the slope of the tangent and the slope of the normal are negative reciprocal. يعني for the tangent and for the normal. For the tangent, if the slope is a over b, for the normal it will be minus b over a. Okay, this is in simple words. That's it for the question 1. It's an important question, so please pay attention to these little details when solving the question in your own again. Good luck.